Welcome all. So next point is apparent power and power factor. So this is one more way of representing power, which is nothing but apparent power. Definition is very simple. Before that, first look at the formula. Apparent power is denoted by S equal to Vrms into Irms. So how you will define? It is the product of RMS values of voltage and current. So apparent power is the product of RMS value of voltage and current. And voltage as unit volt, current as unit ampere. So unit of apparent power is volt ampere. It is not watt, even though it is a power, but the unit is volt ampere. Then next is power factor. So power factor is defined as the cosine of the phase difference between voltage and current. That means cos of theta V minus theta I is called as the power factor. In other words, it is a cosine of the angle of load impedance. So cosine of angle of load impedance. Suppose my Z is 10 angle 30 degree. Then cosine of 30 degree is nothing but power factor. From where this formula has come? The formula is simple. Z equal to V by I. So whenever the angle of current will come in the numerator, that gets subtracted. So Z has an angle of theta V minus theta I, and which is the same as per our definition. That's why the impedance angle is also called as the cosine of the impedance angle is also called as the power factor. Cosine of the angle of the impedance is also called as the power factor. Now this power factor is a dimensionless quantity and its value always lies between 0 to 1. So your power factor can be 0, your power factor can be in between 0 to 1, your power factor can be 1. Now we will see few cases of power factor. So first case, suppose this theta V and theta I is there, right? In the power factor, cos of theta V minus theta I is there. Suppose my theta V equal to theta I. So in that case, that will be cos of 0, power factor equal to cos of 0 and power factor value is 1. And whenever the power factor value is 1, that means the voltage angle and current angle are same, power factor value is 1, then in that case your load is purely resistive in nature. Load is purely resistive. Your load is purely resistive in nature. It is purely resistive. Then second case, if this theta V minus theta I, case number 2 will be theta V minus theta I, if it is plus minus 90 degree. Plus minus 90 degree. Then in that case, the power factor value will be 0 because theta V minus theta is plus 90 degree, then cos 90 is 0, or theta V minus theta is minus 90, minus 90 value is also 0. So your power factor value is 0. And when the power factor value is 0, then in that case your load is purely reactive in nature. Purely reactive. That means there will not be any resistance present in the circuit, only inductors and capacitance will be present. The load is purely reactive, reactive in nature. So first we will see these two cases. So case number 1, when theta V minus theta I equal to 0, power factor is 1 and load is purely resistive in nature. Second case, when theta V minus theta I equal to plus minus 90 degree, power factor value is 0 and your load is purely reactive in nature. That means there is no resistance present in the load. Okay. Now we know that average power formula is Vrms Irms cos of theta V minus theta I. And this first term is the apparent power and this second term is the power factor. So your average power formula can be apparent power into power factor. And when your power factor is 1, average power is apparent power. And when your power factor is 0, as it is 0, so what will be average power? S into 0, that means average power is 0. Okay. So just look at the first case number 1. We will just do the repetition. So when theta V equal to theta I, cos 0 means 1, power factor is 1, load is purely resistive in nature. When theta V minus theta I equal to 90 degree or minus 90 degree, then cos 90 is 0, that means power factor is 0 and load is purely reactive in nature. So these two conditions you must remember, and the conclusion from condition number 1 is that the voltage and current has same angle, then the load is resistive in nature. Suppose if resistance is there, according to case number 1, suppose one resistance is there and current I of t is flowing through this resistance. Voltage across resistance is, let us say, V of t. Then this current and voltage will have the same angle. Even though their amplitudes will be different, voltage may have some different amplitude, like let us say 10 angle 30 degree. Then current may have some different amplitude, let us say 2 angle 30 degree. The angle will be same. Voltage and current angle will be same. In case of resistance, whenever the current is flowing through the resistance, that resistance and voltage has the same phase angle. Okay, now we will see one more case, case number 3. When my theta V is less than theta I, then current is leading the voltage, because current angle is greater than voltage. Current leads voltage, and your power factor is called as the leading power factor. Power factor is called as leading power factor. And in that, whenever the power factor is leading power factor, your nature of load is capacitive in nature. Nature of load is capacitive in nature. And we always take current as the reference. We always say that current is leading or current is lagging. We never say that voltage lead, voltage lag. We always say that current leads voltage or current lag voltage. If current leads voltage, that means current has a greater angle than voltage, then current is leading the voltage and we have leading power factor. And nature of load is capacitive in nature. And when theta V is greater than theta I, that means current angle is less than voltage angle, then your current is lagging with the voltage. Current is lagging with the voltage, and in that case your power factor is lagging power factor, and load nature is inductive in nature. Your load is inductive in the nature. So we always take current as the reference. If current angle is greater, we will say that leading power factor, capacitive load. If current angle is less than voltage, then current lags voltage and power factor is lagging power factor, and nature of the load is inductive in nature. So quickly we will just see what is apparent power, product of RMS value of voltage and current. So S equal to VRMS into IRMS, unit volt ampere. Power factor, cosine of the difference between voltage angle and current angle. It is also the cosine of the angle of load impedance. Directly, whatever is the angle of load, that means Z, that angle is nothing but if I take the cosine of that, I will get the power factor. Then power factor is dimensionless. It can be 0, it can be between 0 to 1, it can be 1. Your average power formula is VRMS IRMS cos of theta V minus theta I, that means apparent power into power factor. Then when voltage angle is same as current angle, power factor value is 1 and load is resistive in nature. When phase difference between voltage and current is plus minus 90 degree, power factor value is 0 and load is reactive in nature. And when current angle is greater than voltage angle, current leads voltage, power factor is leading power factor, nature of load is capacitive in nature. When current angle is less than voltage angle, then current lags voltage, and we have a lagging power factor, and nature of load is inductive in nature. Okay, thank you.